Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. It's so great to have you here, and we welcome you from wherever you're watching all around the world. This is your host, Jim Masters. Welcome to our international audience of Lovity viewers, as we call them. That's right, the Lovity Squad is in the house, and everybody's already commenting. Our chat room here, we've got a live Lovity chat room, which is open and available. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, easy to do. Doesn't cost a thing. Just hit that red subscribe button. You get to chat amongst yourselves right now. We might even have an opportunity to sprinkle a comment or two on the screen. Say hello to us as well. And we welcome you. If you're having a good day, fabulous. If you're not having a good day, well, we're going to make you smile. We've got an amazing guest. We have renowned supermodel and entrepreneur extraordinaire, business owner and philanthropist, humanitarian. Carrie Young is joining us live and direct from her beautiful home in New York City. And she's going to join us in just a second to talk about her epic career, but also things that she's passionate about, things she's working on now, and things that are upcoming for her as well. You've seen her grace the covers of some of the most prominent magazines all across the globe. You know, pick one: Vogue, Glamour, Elle, on and on and on. Of course, she was involved with Victoria's Secret as a model for many, many years as well. Revlon, most of the cosmetic companies as well. And she's had an epic career. She has seen the world. Matter of fact, when we were chatting about her coming on the show, she was actually in Brazil. And we have viewers that watch from all around the world: the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, all throughout South America, including viewers in Brazil. So we say hello. So she just literally like a day ago got off the plane from Brazil and got herself, all ready for our show, which I think is fantastic. She's a real trooper. But again, she's been around the world and she's done so many incredible projects. And you've seen her again gracing the covers of so many magazines and ads. And also she's been in movies and done some television. Yes, she was an entertainment correspondent and journalist as well on Fox, and just an epic career, a fabulous person. She really cares about people as well, which I think is a beautiful thing. You know, we love here on the Jim Masters Show, as we're bringing back the lost art of conversation, we love when we have opportunities to chat with folks who really give back and care, even though she's had an epic career. American model, entrepreneur. As a model, she represented several cosmetic companies and appeared 3 times on the cover of Vogue. Also, Playboy Germany, was an entertainment news correspondent on Fox, as well as co-founder of a hair product company and salon. We're going to talk about all that. Is really incredible, too, because she appeared in advertising campaigns for Revlon, L'Oreal, Clairol, Maybelline, as well as Victoria's Secret, and has been photographed by some of the greats around the world. She was in Revlon's Most Unforgettable Women campaign, too, an A-list model profiled in the 1990 article, The New Top Models. Also, cover girl for Vogue, best known for her modeling, of course, with Victoria's Secret, appeared on the covers of Vogue and Elle and Glamour and so many others. Became an entertainment correspondent, too. And when she retired from modeling, she became the co-founder of Hair Rules, a hair company product line, and New York City salon as well. And she loves life, and she, again, is giving back in so many fabulous ways. And gang, if you would like to, again, comment during the show, all you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that is Jim Masters TV. And you can chat with us, and you can have a good time with us as well. And yeah, we're really excited to have her here on the show. And one of our friends that's watching is Wayne Scott Lucas. You know him, of course, renowned celebrity fashion designer and so much more. And he's a dear mutual friend of both of ours. And he's watching in the wings as well here on the Jim Masters Show Live. So with all of that said, that's just the short list, gang. We welcome you from wherever you're watching around the world. Our show comes from the New York area here, along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. And we love having everybody here from all around the world. So with all that said, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you've been with us since day one, Wow. Thank you for your loyalty and for spreading the word on all your social media and for joining us and sharing in the levity here on the Jim Master Show. Now, with all that, let's welcome Kara Young to the Jim Master Show for the first time and definitely not the last. Kara, welcome to the show. It's so great to have you here, my friend.
It's nice to be here. I just want to say I appreciate you and I appreciate what you've done with your bringing back nice conversational interviews. And I'm enjoying that very much. And I appreciate you asking me on. I am actually American. I'm not from any Belize. My parents are both American. My dad's from Texas and my mom's from North
Texas.
Carolina. And he is, Scottish and Irish. And my mom is Black and several other things. So that's what I really am.
You are Americana for
I'm
sure.
American.
And Scottish and Irish too, huh? Now, have
Yeah.
you been to Scotland? Have you been to Ireland?
Yes, I've been to Scotland, I've been to Ireland. Pretty people. I need a translator because some of it is so thick that Gaelic is so thick, but so
Yes, it is.
beautiful. The green in that country is so beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. Now, what's really cool, and I really appreciate it, you just literally got off a plane not that long ago from beautiful South America and Brazil. Tell us about that, huh? You do a lot of traveling?
I still travel a lot. I went to Europe this summer. I went to Croatia and did the whole Game of Thrones corny tour. I had to do it. I had to do the steps. I had to walk around the wall. And I did that whole thing. And I went to Montenegro and I went to Greece and I went to Italy. That was for a wedding and then just had friends and different people join us. We were on a boat, so it was really fun. It was really beautiful. It was an incredible experience. And then went to California a couple of times. And then I went to Brazil with a friend of mine that you saw earlier, Jim, Sandra Johnson, who's my assistant, really dear friend. And it was her mother's 70th birthday. And
Oh,
for
wow.
some reason, 6 years ago, I said, "Oh, when you turn 70, don't worry, I'll come and join you for your birthday." And that actually happened because I never thought I would actually go or be held responsible for that promise, but I was.
Wow. That's beautiful, huh?
It was really beautiful. It was really nice. It was
How's the
really,
weather there this time of the year? Is it hot?
it's like here. It's
Yeah.
one day it's rainy, just like it was just here. 2, 3 days rain, and then beautiful and sunny and humid. Is very, very different because it is actually their winter there, so it's still
Yeah.
hot, hot. Never,
Yeah.
no.
So, what are some cool things that you've been working on lately? You always have your hands in so many fantastic projects. I mean, I thought I was busy. I thought I was on the go.
So if I do a project, even if I do a charity, it's because I've related to the people somehow and what they said resonated with me or I felt. So I started working with this doctor, Gerald Ember. We have this skincare product line of cleansers, moisturizers, those vitamin C cream, which is the most incredible thing for your skin for to look youthful, and heavy, heavy neck creams and all of that stuff. So we've been doing that for just a few months, and it's just fun to have that relationship with him and talk to him. And he's like me, believes in preventative, and he's not a big cutter. He just believes like try to look the best you can, and if you feel like you need to do something, then go ahead and do something. But for now, he believes in the skincare line, and we both do. So that's my new project. For many, many years, I was at Hair Rules. My partner Anthony Dickey and I started a hair product line because we know that women feel the way about their skin, the same way about their hair, that they want to be kind to it and it look beautiful and healthy. So we started that to just a healthy, better way to take care of your hair. So because I would bleach my hair, bleach my eyebrows. My hairline was like back to here at times in my life because I just did everything. I didn't know how to protect my hair or protect myself. So that's what I tried to do with that. It's not really entrepreneurial, but it's more healthy. And I know how women feel about that because I feel the exact same way.
How did the modeling start for you? How did you first break into what is a ultra competitive world? Where was the entree in for you?
I was in Northern California and I worked at a mall and my sister worked at the mall, and I would say every day, something's got to save me from the mall. Something's gonna come save me from the mall. And she's like, don't worry, something will save you from the mall. And I worked with this girl, actually, who's just recently got in touch with me a few years ago. Her name was Denise Dambra, and her mother said, oh, there's a look of the year, you two should go in this and try to be models. And so a few years ago on Instagram, she texted me and said, you're not the Cara Young that works in Sun Valley Mall, are you? And I go, yeah, I am. And I said, I know exactly who you are, your mom. She's, oh, that worked out a little bit better for you than it did myself. And her and I had dinner with her daughter who went to NYU, and it was really fun. And, I appreciate it. Now we're in touch. And so it's really fun to keep in touch with people that, had a little hand in your life.
So she really gave you that first opportunity?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say she gave me the first opportunity. It was a suggestion that we were both trying to do. Everybody wanted to be models, back then, and they still do. And
yeah.
So I started modeling. I was in a contest, but I was super tacky. I am from the burbs. I was born in San Francisco, but I'm from the burbs where, we shaved our eyebrows off and had one hair, and I wore a ton of black eyeliner, and I was, a teenage girl, but I still thought that was the look. And I met somebody, an agent, and he said, you need to grow back your eyebrows. And I had a broken front tooth, which Wayne always teases me about. You think about fixing your front tooth, and maybe, we come see me after you've done those things. So that's what I did.
So then what was the actual opportunity? Was it a magazine? Was it an ad, a local commercial? What happened?
So I did do a lot of commercials.
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco, and I went to Japan for a little while. And I moved to Los Angeles and started doing commercials. And this woman, what happens is scouts will come that think that you'll work somewhere else. Like they'll think you'll do well in Paris. They think you'll do well in Japan, or they think you'll do well in New York. So this woman, Faith Cates, who actually runs Next Models, she came to LA and she said, you have this time limit when you're a model. You know how it is. You think if you're 19, you're getting up there. And she said, are you just going to stay here and do Taco Bell commercials until you're 30 and work for department stores? And I go, do you think that I'll work until I'm 30? And she was, no. She was, I actually think that you could be on covers of magazines if you are ready to, because a lot of times people don't leave their situation. They don't leave their comfortable situation. They have a boyfriend, or they are attached to their family, which I was no different than that, but I did choose to leave them. And that's the only way that you're going to be successful, if you're willing to leave the comforts of your home.
Right. Exactly.
And travel and expose yourself.
Was that hard to do for you?
It was really hard to do, because I have, there's 5 of us, and I'm really close to my parents and my siblings. It was hard, but it was the best thing for all of us to do, because I changed their life and made them travel and be exposed to more things. And they love it. They love coming to New York, and I love going to California. So it didn't make me less close to them for me to move away. It was physically hard.
It's right, because of the distance. So the modeling, did it start to kick off in San Francisco or Los Angeles, or did you have to come up east to New York?
I did little things. I did little jobs, little commercials, catalog jobs. But then when I came to New York, I didn't really work that first couple of weeks. And then I went to Paris and Milan, and you do pictures, and then they see how you look in pictures, and those pictures expose you. And then I went to Vogue, and I did a cover try for Right Away with Richard Avedon, and it was in the very beginning of my career. And so I was very, very fortunate to get that cover, and it changed my life. And doing Revlon changed my life. It changed my life to, just to be more exposed and be more just in a positive way.
Yeah, right. Because that's such a well-known brand, and you were in a lot of the Revlon advertising and promos, huh?
And Turlington and I grew up together. So when we did that job, we hadn't seen each other for a few years. And she just looked over at me and said, how come it took you so long to get here? To New York. So, so it was fun. And I felt a big part of modeling is loneliness. I felt very lonely when I lived in Milan in Japan. And then I came to New York and I was walking around and I saw on the door, it said Campbell Turlington. And I was like, oh my God, Naomi Campbell and Christy Turlington probably live here. And
Yeah.
I told them this story years later that I wanted to buzz. And they're like, why didn't you buzz? It's so stupid. But I just didn't want to cross that boundary. But they did, in fact, live there. And they would have welcomed me, which they later did with open arms. So I'm very lucky with that. You do have lasting friendships like Wayne Scott Lucas and I. It's and my partner, Anthony Dickey, we also met through work.
So that's how you met Wayne, was through work, through assignments?
I met Wayne through work, and he knows my whole family because we did.
Yeah, it looks like she got.
Sorry, did I lose you?
No, yeah, there you
we
go.
did the Navy campaign, and
Got
then
some weird weather going through the area,
yeah.
right? Rain and everything.
We did the Navy campaign, and then we started doing this job, Marco Polo, together, this beautiful Swedish company. We did ads all the time. They would travel and we'd go to San Francisco, Los Angeles. So he would meet everyone in my family there. My sister came over to the hotel and she had these like glass slippers on. And he's like, let me see those shoes. Let me see those shoes. Let me see. And he threw them out the window. And so when we reconnected with them, it was really fun because they already knew him.
Right. Exactly. Right. Because, he's a real personality too. How could you not, crazy. If you meet him, how could you not forget him, You've covered, like I say, you've been on the cover of so many incredible magazines. That must have been something else. I mean, what was that like to have an opportunity to be on so many of them? Your phone must have been ringing off the hook.
It was pretty exciting. And when you do a cover, you actually don't know for sure if you're going to get the cover. They call it cover try. Yeah. And it's with different designers and different things. And you're not sure if you're going to get it because maybe someone else looks better. Maybe there's a different, some clothes that were meant to be promoted. So it's not always just your looks. Believe me, if you sell more magazines, it's not an accident that Cindy Crawford and Paulina Poroscova were on the cover of the magazine so many times. It's because they sold the magazines.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So these shoots, I tell you, what were they like? What was it like being on a shoot for these magazines? The hour is incredible, huh?
It was really, I have a lot of endurance for discomfort. Not the covers were not the hard part, but the jobs, actually, we always got up really early because that's when the light looks the best. We did our hair and makeup at 5 a.m. and we shot until the light went, the light gets too bright and you don't look good anymore. And so I was very disciplined. I was always cold or always hot. And it'd be March and we in the Hamptons doing bathing suits and they go, just jump in the water, make it fun, jump around. It's like, it's actually not fun, but you just get used to it and it just makes your stamina better.
That's incredible. Do you have favorite shoots that you recall?
I do. I did this job that I loved so much. I did this job with Herb Ritz in Hawaii. We did this Levi's commercial. It was myself and Stephanie Seymour and 25 male models and actors and dancers and people, like Cirque du Soleil. It was crazy. And I said, when we got there, I said, let's not do any romantic entanglements because there's 25 of them and 2 females. So let's not do anything dramatic. So that was super fun. There was hairdresser Max Spinell, who was another huge character. He actually had a fight with some tourists while we were there because they didn't want a photo shoot to be going on and wrecking their time. So that was a big dramatic trip and super, super fun. But a lot of my friendships are long lasting from trips that I went on with people. And just, even sometimes I just worked with people. There's makeup artists and hair people that I'm so close to now. And, there's my old roommates from Paris were godmother to each other's children.
Wow.
So it's really nice.
Isn't that cool when that happens
Right.
and you stay friends and, you're like, you probably got a lot of people that you've had an opportunity to stay in touch with. And are some of them still in the modeling world, or are they all doing different things in their
No,
lives
I mean,
now?
a lot of people have really long careers now. Uh, People from the 90s and 2000s, I feel like their careers really lasted. Even the 70s, 80s women, they still look beautiful and they still endorse things and they still pop up every once in a while, like for appearances. I'm not really retired. I am available to do something good. It'll lure me out easily. But yeah, it's a lot of people still work a lot. A lot. I have friends that work. I have friends that still work every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wayne
Veronica
Scott Lucas
Webster
is
works all
here.
the time. Hi, Wayne.
Yeah, he says hello. He says, hi, everyone. Jim, Kara, he said, was on Sports Illustrated and, of course, Victoria's Secret. Tell us about the Sports Illustrated. That must have been cool, huh?
Sports Illustrated was really fun. It's where I met some of my closest friends. Like I said, Stephanie Seymour, and I met there. This girl, Maria von Hart, Rachel Hunter was there. It was so fun. We were in Corrales, Mexico, and it's very down to earth. Like there was no hair, no makeup. You did your own hair, you did your own makeup, if you wanted to, or not. They just actually wanted you to just get bronzy and be fit. They were very accepting. They act like they only liked skinny people back then, but it's not true. They were very accepting of different forms, like Rachel, and we all had different body types, and it was very accepted. And that was a real, when you go on long trips with people, it is a bonding experience. It
Oh,
definitely,
yeah.
you don't, to your point earlier, you have chemistry with some people and some people you don't. It doesn't mean you don't like them. It just means your personalities didn't work together. But it doesn't mean that I don't like people just because I don't see them all the time. It's just, what's in your life.
Did you, when you were doing modeling and you were in the thick of it, was there a lot of, I mean, did you have to watch the diet? Were you constantly working out? What was that like for you? Because people, I
No,
think the vision is you're eating carrot sticks and you're constantly on the treadmill while you're eating the carrot sticks.
no, it's just as real life is. There are people who are naturally thin and there's people who have to battle their weight. We did used to do Victoria's Secrets a lot, and everybody would go to the gym more for a social thing and then go out to dinner. But for me, models are some of the piggiest people I've seen. That I feel like models I know eat a lot and always have. And just some people have, there's people like Elle McPherson who just, I was in Africa with her doing Elle magazine with Gilbert Simone, and the other model and I were sitting at the pool, like drinking margaritas, and she was swimming 60 laps, and I was like, ooh, I said, we are losers, man. Look at her, look at her. So I got into it later when I started to have to work out. I
Yeah.
always worked out because I'm a California person, and that's just my DNA to do that.
Yeah.
And so um, that's just my nature to do that. So I don't like it, but I do it.
You know,
I
but
don't.
yeah, it's funny, right? You would think, but now but some of the campaigns, I mean, you've just had this extraordinary ability to pull off so many different looks too,
Yeah.
whatever the campaign or whatever the project called for, which is amazing, huh?
Perhaps it's the mix of my parents. My mom's very dark and black hair, long black hair, and my father is a ginger. He doesn't have freckles, but he's a ginger. And so I just think the mix of my features and things, I look like relatable to people. That's what I hope to do.
When did you decide, I think we've done all that we could do and it's time to move on and to do some other things. I mean, that, like, talk about, building up the career and then leaving that comfort zone. That must have been tough to say, okay, I'm going to try other things. Or were you ready? Did you do
No,
enough where you said, I'm ready, I'm good?
it's never enough. You start working less. It's happened for me. I started to be less in demand, and then, but it's not something that we're not told from the beginning. We always know that there's a time limit on your success and your career and, your longevity. So I was always told that. My career actually lasted a little bit longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And so I felt very lucky and very fortunate to do that. I never wanted to stop. I still do appearances, but I just realized that after I had my second child,
Yeah.
I didn't want to all of a sudden be like on the streets and constantly on trips and working, because my older son, I didn't teach him that. Like, I would take him to Paris with me. I'd take him to jobs with me. I'd take him to Mexico. I'd take him all these jobs with me. And I never said, oh, he has to be in bed at 7:30 at night, And then I started to realize that when he was a certain age, and then with my little one, I just didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted that discipline. And I was a single mom with my first one and not with my second one. So I just wanted a more disciplined home life for both of my children.
Which is fantastic. And then when did you realize that you wanted to sort of create a salon and get involved with the hair care products, and to really sort of take all the knowledge, everything that you've learned in being on set and being with some of the best in the business, and create something there in New York? Tell us about that.
It was mainly how unhealthy my hair got in the end. Oh, not in the end, all through my career. There was times that I definitely had to cut all my hair off, and that I thought it possibly wouldn't, grow back. So it was about being healthy. And my friend Anthony Dickey and we talked about it, and he wrote a book about how to care for your hair, like wavy, textured hair. And then after we did the hair product line, I was pregnant when we were walking around trying to figure all of that out. And after that, I said, we have to open a salon. You can't have a hair product line and not have a salon. He was reluctant, but I made him, and he's the one who has to do all the work. So.
And you got married to a wonderful gentleman who's been in the shipping business, not lightly either.
No.
Very successful, right? Huh?
Yes, it's very Onassis.
How did you guys meet? You and Peter meet?
So we met at a party in Chelsea, at the Chelsea Hotel. Actually, there was this adorable bar underneath called Serena, and we met there. And my friend stood me up that night, but I'd promised these people, Tim and Helen Shifter, that I would go to their party. They own this company, Le Sport Sac, and people always want like a model to go and like hold the bag and something like that. So we went. I was there, and I walked in, and I barely knew anybody for some reason. I was talking to a couple of people that I did know, and then he tried to get introduced to me, and we danced a couple of songs, and he told me his name, and I said, when we get married, I will not change my last name. And so I was just kidding. I didn't even know if we were going to go out or he was going to ask me out. We were totally joking. And so we've been together ever since then. And that was 22 years ago.
Isn't that incredible? Time sort of flies by, doesn't it?
It really does. I can't believe it's that long. It's crazy. It's so weird to me.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, huh? So have you guys had a chance to travel around the world as well, or you both so busy?
We do travel together a lot, and it's a pleasure, because it used to be just work, and now I see cities in a different way, to where I really explore them. And I always did, even when I was a model, I tried to take time to go, see the sites and the things that were relevant culturally to where I was, to the place that I was staying at, because, it's just, you're not getting any experience if you're just going to the beach and going back to your room. So I always try to do that. And I still do that with him. And he loves to travel as well. So it works out well for us. I went to Brazil on my own, and he went to England. So it worked out fine. And then you come home and you tell each other about what you did and the experiences that you had, and it's fun. Right,
exactly. Which is that's the cool thing. You just, you share it all. And I think that's a beautiful thing to be able to do that as well. It's fantastic. You also, as I mentioned, a great philanthropist, humanitarian. You've been involved on the board of a terrific organization called Action Against Hunger.
Right.
Tell us about that. And you've done, speaking engagements and all kinds of cool things. You love giving back, don't you?
I don't even think of it that way. It's just it my husband was on the board of oh my God. I was on the board of Action Against Hunger, and then he was, the one that with cancer for children when they go and they live in the place in New York. He couldn't go.
Oh, yeah.
My husband couldn't go to look at the kids, and so I would go and tell him. And Action Against Hunger too. They originally approached my husband, and he said, it's too painful for me. I'll help in any way I can, but my wife, if she wants to join. If she wants to join. So I loved the people involved with it. I felt like it made me a more sensitive, intelligent person. And you don't want to forget how the rest of the world is living. You never want to forget, and you won't, but it's still nice. I have people in my family who have a lot of problems and a lot of issues financially. So it's not something you see, but this is different than that. This is actual starvation, children actually starving, and children actually living in unsanitary conditions. So I felt really, really privileged to be a part of that, and really honored when they asked me to be the MC for the gala.
Isn't that incredible? Yeah.
And that year Oprah was there, and
oh yeah,
and she was in the audience, and because it has to do with Weight Watchers, and she's a sponsor for Weight Watchers, and I got up to say how much money we'd made that night, and so I could tell she was leaving, and I said, "Oh, and look, Oprah stayed with us the whole night," and then she sat back down. So,
that's it.
Yeah.
Write that down, folks. If you need people to stay, just mention their name and they will get back and
yes,
see.
they will have to.
It's a little trade secret. A number of our viewers are saying hello. They're watching all around the world. Everybody's commenting. They're saying, ask Cara about Prince. You had a wonderful relationship, I guess, friendship relationship with the incredible Prince. Tell us about that. How'd that happen?
I did parts of a video with him in California when I was very young, and we had an amazing time. It's not a fun thing to do because it's all hours of the night. They pay you really badly and they work you really hard. But at this time, I didn't know any better that I should be paid better or treated better or work less hours. I was just happy to meet him and hang out. And so then I would see him in LA. He'd come to New York. We'd go to Nell's, this like nightclub here, and we'd go to Elaine's. And then once I was in Paris and I saw that he was playing there. I saw him twice in Paris. Once I was at the concert and he saw me in the audience with my roommates, and they came and got me and took me backstage, which was really fun. And then the next time I was in Paris, I just saw that he was playing there, and I called Paisley Park because I didn't even have his phone number or anything. I called Paisley Park, and he called me that night. We went out with him and his dad, but I'm sad about what happened to him. It breaks my heart because he was so disciplined of a person. And if I would like have a glass of champagne, he would look at me like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Right. Exactly. Right. Too.
It's tragic because he was a genius. He was a genius and had a really good sense of humor. Really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And at a brief time, Donald Trump as well, right?
Yes. I know the name.
You've
I've heard of it.
You've heard that name through the years.
Heard it a couple of times.
Do you like to teach as well? Is that something that is, in your blood to like mentor others and teach others along the way, Cara?
It's so strange that you say that because that was what I wanted to do before I started modeling. I wanted to be a teacher. My sister and I talked about that. And I worked at a daycare center and I worked at an old folks home before I started modeling. And so I liked to do that. I just didn't know if I could stop, swearing enough to actually be a teacher. I do.
Sit down and zip it.
Yes. And I'm more strict with, I would go on a field trip with my kids and I'd say, "Can you not do that? Can you stop complaining?" And the kids would be like, as if I hit them. It's like, no, you shouldn't complain all the time. Because we really learn, you would never as a model say, "Oh, I'm really tired today," or "I don't feel good."
No,
My book, I would say, I think I don't feel good. And he'd say, well, you're still going on the trip.
Right,
Still got to
right.
go. I said, no, I'm just expressing my innermost feelings to you, only you. Because as soon as you say something's wrong, they say, oh, she's dark underneath her eyes. Oh, she looks
They
tired.
start looking for stuff. Yeah, is there
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
It's like, what about acting? I know you've had an opportunity to be a part of, some films and other work. Tell us about that.
Regret that I didn't, because when I started modeling, I started to read for a few things, and I thought that I just had a better chance. I just thought that I would be more successful. I thought I would be more successful at modeling than acting, and I already had that success, and I didn't want to give that up. And I did this movie, Coming to America, for just like one little scene in it. And before I did that, they said, "Oh, we want you to come in 3 months and do this thing." And it was like no parts and 2 lines. And I said, "No, I'd rather do a day and
Yeah.
one than 3 months, because that's revenue that I was not willing to give up." But when I read for things and I got offered things, I didn't get things that like I wanted to do. It would be like a stripper or this or that. I mean, I should have waited it out because I really love it. And I don't know if I'm good. I have so much respect for actors, though. I have a lot of friends that are a lot of friends that are actors, and I have so much respect for it. So, I'm not disappointed with my choices, though.
Is it something you still might want to pursue
No,
and dive into?
no, no.
You said that fast. Yeah.
No. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun, but no, I'm happy. Like I liked, as you know, I worked on Fox News Channel for a little while, and I really
Yeah.
liked that. I really had fun doing that. I loved going, like I'd go to movies and then interview the people in the movies, and um, so that was interesting to me. Or, I'm a big reader, and so I like all of those things. Like, but I don't know about that. I don't know if it's for me anymore. I
How
think that
did
failed.
uh, producers, if you're listening, give her a call. The television part, being a correspondent and entertainment correspondent and journalist, how did that come about? And you really enjoyed that, didn't you?
I did. It was really fun. I had a
And I
friend.
remember seeing you on there, and you've done a phenomenal job. Yeah.
You know what was good is that they showed me when I wasn't good, and then you realize what you're doing wrong, and then you realize that I'm very interested in people. I'm very
Yeah.
interested in their stories, so it was a natural thing for me to do that. But one time I wasn't interested and I could really tell. And he's
Oh
like,
man,
the producer's like, I have to fix this and make it
because
better.
you didn't enjoy
Because
that
you.
play.
So it was dumb of me, but I really realized that really soon, that, how to be on better on camera and things like that.
Even if it's not something that you're reporting on, something that specifically speaks to you, you're right, there's ways to sort of present it where um you're just presenting it, and people will decide you
I
know
don't think anybody's boring. I don't think anybody's,
right,
I think everyone has an interesting story if you
that's
ask
right.
questions. And I'm extremely curious about people's lives,
Yeah,
know where they came from and what they did and what their interests are. So
exactly.
that comes naturally for me.
Yeah,
As it does for you. It's nice to know about people's lives. I don't think anybody's, even the most people that you don't remote people have an interesting backstory.
right, exactly right. When you look at this body of work and all the things you've done, and things you continue to do, when you look at the modeling part of it, what are some of the projects that stand out as your personal favorites? The ones that you were like, that was just such a fantastic project to be a part of.
Let me see. I love, the Revlons. I did a lot of work with Stephen Meisel for Vogue and Patrick Demarchelier, and Carlene Surf Diduzel was the most amazing person in my career. She's the one who I would do jobs for Vogue and get sent home because they thought I was too little or that I didn't fit in right. And she was the one who really cultivated my career and made Stephen Meisel use me and made Patrick Demarchelier use me, made Peter Lindbergh use me. And if it was not for her, I don't think I would have ever got a cover or any editorial. Definitely not. Maybe, but it wasn't working for me before. Uh-oh, I think I lost you.
What were some other things too that you haven't had an interest in? Do you like writing? Are there other things that you're passionate about? Somebody asked,
I
do you
tried
like
really hard.
instruments? Do you play
I
instruments?
love music. I love music. I tried really hard to write, and I just don't have the focus to do that. But I'm a reader, and you always think if you read a lot, oh, I can write something. But
Right.
people always ask me to do my life story or
Like a
tell.
memoir,
I
right?
have no interest in that. I have no interest in if I cared for somebody exposing anything negative about them. I mean,
Right.
people show you who they are.
Yeah,
No, it's not a secret who people
that's
are.
right.
You should believe them when they're showing
Yes,
you. So why
that's
do you
right.
need
Who
me to
said that? Who was the one that said that believe them? So, something similar. Um,
if
oh,
people tell you what they are, believe them?
right, right. Like when you meet them the first time, sometimes that first impression is the impression that gives you the
Yeah.
idea of who they are, type of thing. That's so true, huh?
I remember that charity, Jim, that it was Ronald McDonald House. So that is an amazing place where people come here. The kids have cancer and they have these whole families live in these places. So I went there and that's where I really realized how kind people were. There was people, food all day long, Eli's, Macy's, all the furniture, all the musical instruments. It was all donated things. And it's not like they can keep them forever because the kids leave and then new kids come and it all has to be taken away. So that's why I really realize how kind and generous Americans are. It's not just me giving
Absolutely.
back. It's not just people. A lot of people do whatever that they can.
Maya
Really.
Angelou, that's right. That's who it was that said that. Maya Angelou. Yeah,
Oh, that must be in my ear because my mother
the,
loved her. She worshipped her.
the great Maya. Yeah, exactly. Wayne says, ask Kara about when she was getting paid almost a car. She had to fly home for a campaign,
Oh,
told her dad, it's a car. Dad, the same money?
I know what he's
Yeah,
saying.
the
So what
same as
happened was
money? Or
I was home. My dad, he cannot take care of himself. He can't boil an egg. He can't do anything. Even when I was a child, my dad worked for IBM. He was in the military, then he worked for IBM. My mom would try on his suits and his shoes because he wouldn't go shopping. He hates shopping. He hates stores, and he can't fry an egg. So my mom went to China with years ago, and I said, "Oh, I'll come home and take care of Dad that week," with my child. And so I took care of him, and I got a Revlon job. And I said to my dad, I said, I'm sorry, you're going to have to get another kid here because I can't do it. I said, this is not a car payment. It's a car. Because that's, I said, it's a full on car. I got to go. I'm out of here. So
What are some other fun stories like that you
Wayne
remember
was
that you
on
recall?
that job. He
He was
styled.
also, that's why he
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, he did. And he said, I thought you weren't going to make it. I go, no way. I told my dad, no way. I'm not.
What are some other like experiences that stand out for you? Like you mentioned, there are times where you were, outdoors and it's frigid, but you have to make it look like you're warm, and just some other crazy times that you remember.
That was the norm of my career. I also, that was the norm of my career, being cold. We did all these jobs for, like, we do Escada, all these things out in the Hamptons, and all of the models would be, collectively would be, oh my God, we're freezing.
You're
And also,
freezing.
you can't sit down. So it's not like I can sit down and be comfortable talking to you and have a sip of water. You have to stand there. You can't mess up your lipstick. You can't mess up your face. It's not a drag. People overanalyze it as this insult, but it's not a drag. It is your job to do
Yeah,
that. My
right.
job was to make clothes look good, makeup look good, hair look good. That's a part of my job. That's what I'm paid for. So you're not going to see my suffering. And I'm not suffering. Psychologically, I put it out of my head.
Right, exactly. Right. And that's cool. I mean, that requires a certain boot camp sort of training and stamina to be able to do that, and to pull off the look and the smile and everything when you might have been freezing or it's hot and humid or whatever the case may be.
I see so many of these pictures like, oh, that was so hot, or that one was mean to me. Most people
Oh, you
were,
remember? Like some of them
yeah.
was really.
Show me, I remember everything you put on. I remember the Revlon was good and easy, not easy, but it was just so exciting to be a part of that. That campaign was insane. When everybody wanted to be a part of that. And when I was asked, I was out of my mind. I was so excited. They were mad because Christy and I were from the same place. And they said, the girls are supposed to be from all over the world. Don't pick girls that are from the same, Northern California. Because it looks more exotic when you say California, France, South Africa, whatever.
Exactly right. That is funny. That's right too. Axl Rose video, Guns N' Roses. Yeah.
I did do that. That was fun. I was the Devil's Concubine. I was with Gary Oldman in that video, and Since I Don't Have You, and he did a great version of that song, and I did it with my sisters. And I suggested Gary Oldman, and they asked him, and he did it. And I didn't know him that well. My friend was going out with him a little bit, and we did that job together. It was really fun and really beautiful. We did it in Los Angeles and Culver City Studios. And my sisters were with all the band members, and my sister did the dancing in the background of it. It was really beautiful. So that is an incredible experience to do that. And then you learn so much. Like with Axl, he was so shy to come out on camera. And I was like, come out, let's do this. Let's get it over with. Let's go home. Let's go out to dinner. Let's hang out. And I said, how can you go in front of a live audience, in front of all of these people, and you're shy to come out in front of camera? Because that was easy for me. The live audience was the hard part for me. So we all have our, background.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's amazing, right? Sometimes somebody can come out and tell 1,000 jokes, but then when you see them off camera, they're very quiet and more reserved
Exactly.
and shy. Exactly. A lot of performers are that way too. A lot of performers,
Exactly.
as soon as they hit the stage, they're boom, and they get off. They're like, I'm going home now.
They're small, and you don't know who they are. It's like, wow, that person really went back into their skin. That's really an art form. But thank you for doing it earlier for me, because
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned the doctor too. Tell us about the new youth corridor. That does sound exciting. You're involved with that project too.
So Jerry and I, how this came about was kind of COVID related, because nobody was doing anything. And we were
what these days isn't COVID related, right?
So
Everything.
We're neighbors in Millbrook, and we got to know each other because we had a little pod of people that we saw all the time. And we got to know each other as friends and as people. And that's how we met. We knew each other for years, but not really became friends with this.
Yeah.
And it's really fun, really exciting.
Product line
actually makes me crazy. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, huh? The whole product line and all of it. Cool stuff. And then there you are on one of the city billboards.
Dexter.
Right. For Hair Rules. When you decided to create Hair Rules, that's a passion of yours too, isn't it?
It is a passion, and I came up with that saying, your choice, your hair, your rules, because people always say, this is the in style. You should do your hair like this. You should do your hair like that. You shouldn't do this. I think do whatever you want. It's your choice, your hair, your rules. We're going to help you take care of your hair in a, healthier way, than a lot less heat, a lot less harsh products.
So where is the salon in the city?
It's 828 9th Avenue. It's in Hell's Kitchen. It's a funky but really adorable area. It's really close to the park. It's really close, to Chelsea. It's a walkable thing to do.
And is it something where even if people are watching this, they can make appointments and come in
online and make an appointment? I went just today. For you guys.
Well, see, and Tim says your hair is so beautiful.
Thank you.
So
I saw someone once and they said, "Oh, when I met you, you had dark wavy hair." And I said, "I still do." It's just blonde for now.
uh,
Blondish now.
and there is the address there, gang, too. Wayne put it up on the screen for us, which we really, really think is fantastic. And there was a question that came in from Donnie Jackson, who's watching. Welcome, everybody that's new. He says, please ask Cara about the new series Supreme Models, which premiered on YouTube next Monday. One of the executive producers, directors, had the pleasure of chatting with you as well.
Oh my God, this is the biggest thing ever. So Marcellus Reynolds did this book, Supreme Models, and he did this book of all these, a long time ago, Iman did this collage of all of these famous models in Vanity Fair. And he got the idea to do this book. So 10 years ago, he interviewed myself and a lot of, different models for it. Iman, Veronica Webb, Naomi. And when the book was coming out, I didn't even remember that I did the interview. And so then we did something for New York Magazine. All of us did a picture for New York Magazine. Everybody got together that day. Like this was in the summer. Everybody got together. It was beautiful. And the book is gorgeous. It's called Supreme Models. There's also one called Supreme Actresses. So it's incredible. And he is doing a documentary.
Isn't that cool?
Actually, and I'm in it. So watch it.
I'm in it, so watch it. That's really cool. What's a typical day like for you? Do you have a lot of things going on, or have you been able to sort of create priorities, boundaries, and everything? Because over the years, I'm sure you were pulled in so many different directions with the career.
I am a boundary person. I let them slip a lot because I do want to see my friends. I do want to spend time with my kids and my family. So I will definitely make the time to see people. I'll definitely make the time to have lunch with people and hang out with people. But I need to do my day. I need to do my discipline. I need to have time to myself. I need to exercise. I need to read. I need to go over things with, Dr. Amber or Dickie. I need to talk about things that we want to do with our product, or where we want to place them, or how much we want to do it. So yes, I have things, but they don't occupy all my day and night. I have time. I have time for people and time for myself and time for you.
Yes, you've made some wonderful time for us as well. What are some of the additional blessings and joys in your life that propel you to keep going forward and wanting to create and inspire and do what you do so well, Cara?
Part of the reason I went to Brazil was just the experience, just to see people that live in a very different world than I live in, who have a very different life, and just to always know what's happening in the world, that it's a big world, but it's a small world because people are similar and they're very different. It sounds corny, but it's true. Like everybody has a family with drama. Everybody has, pain and suffering. And I try to be positive and live a positive way. And that's why I don't put anything negative on Instagram. I'll talk and gossip with people privately, but I'm not going to say anything mean about anybody in the press ever.
Wayne says, ask about your son as you're becoming an empty nester, huh?
I have become an empty nester.
Your youngest son?
Photographer. He's incredible. Some of the pictures you put up, he did. Wayne and him and I did these pictures together for this Tina Turner dress they're the best pictures I've ever done. A lot of people say, and I had the best time doing it. This makeup artist, Moira Mulholland, and I did it. My son, I told Wayne, you don't have to hire my son to take the pictures. You can hire any photographer you want. He's like, no, I think it works. And when we did the dress, it was funny because the year the dress was made, Wayne made this dress with Versace for Tina Turner.
Yeah.
I don't know how he has it, but he has it. That was the year my son was born.
Wow.
So they were doing.
What's his first name? What's his name?
Nick D'Orazio.
Yeah. So we'll look for him for.
Yeah, he's up there with the best of them.
That's fantastic, huh? What was it like working with him?
I've done it a couple of times, but not actually a job. So it was fun. It's the only time he can be like a little bit bossy with me. Oh, but I also makeup. So sometimes he does models and I do their faces. And the moms get really happy because they know that someone safe and not creepy is going to be surrounding their child. So a lot of mothers have come over. We've gone to the studio and they're like, oh, okay, you're his mom. Okay, bye. I'm out of here. So that job we did at this Mikasa Studios, and it was just the dress and different accessories, and it was for an NFT and for the dress, and it was just the most stunning pictures. I put it on my story for, I'll send you some of them. They're
Yeah.
incredible. They're incredible.
Yeah.
They're all over my Instagram page. They're really beautiful. This girl, styled by Raquel, did the hair. Moira Mulholland, who's one of the greatest makeup artists ever, she did the picture of all the models that Michael ended up doing the video for. Peter Lindbergh shot this cover of, Linda and Christy and Tatiana Petites and Naomi, and she did the makeup for that. And so she's super, super famous, but really low key person, very casual, like wears overalls, and just adorable person. That's another person that I met a long time ago and I'm still really close to.
I heard there's lots of dogs and dog love, huh?
I do have 4 dogs.
What kinds are they and what are their names?
I have 2 black labs. Luther, April are my black labs. And then I have Daisy is my new one. She's my own King Charles Spaniel. And then I have Ginger, who's my little Jack Russell. She's a little meanie, but I love them.
That is cool. That's unconditional love for sure. You and I, before we went live, we were talking about Queen Elizabeth II and how inspiring and service oriented she was her entire life. You actually had an opportunity to meet members of the royal family over the years, right?
It's just a coincidence, actually, because my husband, one of his friends, his mother was best friends with Queen Elizabeth growing up, but she wasn't be the queen. It was before her uncle abdicated the throne. And we were in England and we went to his mother's 90th birthday party. My son was in Scotland at St. Andrews, and they said, we were invited. I said, oh, can I bring Nick? It's cool if he doesn't come. They said, no, he can come. So we went. They said, oh, the queen's going to stop by for 5 minutes. And 5 martinis later, her and Prince Philip were down in martinis and laughing and talking to everybody. And, and then I met Prince Charles a couple of times because he had this charitable foundation called Prince Charles Foundation. And a few friends of mine, we would go over there and just go to the different events. And he would have a comedian, like Joan Rivers would be there. The English are really funny. They're really witty. We came over as Americans. We're the puritanical ones. They're not like so stifled.
I just had a guest on earlier today, and that's exactly what he's a singer. And that's exactly what he said. He said, you took like all of our real stricter stuff we used to have and you brought it over to America. Isn't it amazing?
Because we always have this opinion of them that they're, so stiff.
Prim and proper.
They're not. They're not.
Yeah.
They're really fun, and they have really dirty senses of humor.
Hello here. And when she's in Northern California, I do her hair.
Oh,
cool.
Is that Azella?
I think so. Yeah, that's what it looks like from the.
She does. She might come to Vegas with Wayne and I for our job in a couple weeks if we can get it together.
We got welcome everybody from all around the world. Tim wanted to know what was your favorite European country. It must be hard to decide that. You probably love several of them, huh?
I love Italy.
And it is her, yes, from Northern California. She said yes.
I love Italy and I love Greece. I love the water in Greece. Yeah. And I went to Croatia for the first time, and I thought that was fascinating and beautiful. And you can see why they filmed Game of Thrones there, because it is stunning to see. It is just stunning to see. I'll always travel. As long as I can, I'll travel.
Yeah. Somebody asked, what was your favorite part of modeling? What is it about modeling? Certain things you like?
A lot of freedom. And I feel like it's a place that women really had the upper hand in some ways, right? In some ways, like financially, you had the upper hand. And I liked having my own career and my own, my own money, and women made more than men in that position. So that was, that was pretty awesome.
How has it changed over the years? Like for somebody that is going into it now, I mean, you've reached the pinnacle on many levels in it, and it didn't come easy. I mean, you worked
Yeah.
really hard and blood, sweat, and tears. It's when they get the covers and when they see the ads, everything looks perfect and great and everything. A lot of hard work behind it. In any of these industries that we're in, our respective industries, how has it changed? For the better, not so good from
I
your
think
perspective?
a lot of things are on Instagram, and that's fine. But girls still, I meet young girls all the time. They still work. They still do shows. They still do ads for they still do ads. They still do catalogs. So I don't know if it's the proportions because of the death of magazines, and people don't want to look at things in print anymore. Like I used to buy 10 magazines a month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Extremely rare for me now. So I'm not any better than anybody else. I still, barely buy them as well. I look at things online.
Right.
And so I think that changed it a lot, and a lot. I like the inclusiveness of it. I like that there's a lot that's the different shapes of the world, different shapes of women, different shapes of men. I like that that's represented more now. I really do. I think it's great.
It is fantastic, right? You mentioned, the writing. Would you ever write a memoir
About myself,
about your
maybe.
experiences?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sure, sure. And I just don't. There's things that I just don't touch upon. It's just I just feel like it's better for me, and it's a more dignified way to be for me, because everybody was like, oh, finally speaks out. Well, you've spoken out all along.
It's like you're 40.
Yeah,
Right.
we already
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah, exactly. This is a
Yeah,
cool one
that's
too.
Carlene. That's Stephen Meisel. Carlene. That's Flower Girl TV. She's amazing. She just made these flower pants for me. She's incredible designer.
That is really, really cool. This one too is great.
Oh yeah,
That one?
yeah, that's a good one too.
And what was happening here? What was this campaign?
That was Stephen Meisel. That's my first thing for Vogue.
That was the
My,
very first one,
yes,
huh?
that's the first thing I did.
This is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's for Hair Rules.
That is for Hair Rules. And where
Yeah,
was this taken?
that's in Castle Hill in England. That's it's a beautiful place. My husband shoots pheasants, and so that's there in the mirror. Just this girl, Anya Campbell, took that picture of me when I was getting ready and seeing how I looked.
Really
It's
nice.
all black tie there, right? That's in Malaysia. That's Hans Fuhrer
Wow,
right
that's a great
married
one
to me.
too. Yeah, and this is from a magazine.
That's Stephen Meisel Vogue. I
Really,
remember
really
everything.
captures you, huh?
Thank you. I think
Yeah.
funky bar bangs there though. I don't know what or they did that.
This is
That
fantastic.
that's Gilles Ben Simon for Elle.
That really is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you really
Okay, I think my people have left me.
did the assistant, they left you
Yeah,
high and dry,
you're,
huh? Those
hey,
people, where did those people go?
I'm sorry they left me. I will. If you have any more follow up questions, you want to call me. I sent you my number. Okay.
Oh, no. I think this was absolutely
Okay.
fantastic. This was really fantastic. You are absolutely amazing. And there's one person here that wanted to say hello that always says hi towards the latter part of the show. You may have seen him if you watch our series. Mr. George Burns is in the house.
Love him. I knew he was still alive.
That's you didn't get a chance to work with him yet, huh?
I did
Or in
not.
the past. He always comes with a cigar and his hanky. He's always very, very dapper. My aunt collected dolls, so it got handed down to me. But you're amazing. You really are. You are a very classy person, beautiful person inside and out, and you're very inspiring. Your story is extraordinary. You've had fun along the way, but you've worked really, really hard. You've been involved in organizations that pay it forward. I think that's a beautiful thing. Keep doing what you're doing, my friend, and I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed
That
the
was
time
great.
with me.
Great talking to you. I thought it was going to be like 20 minutes, but it was good. I hope you get what you wanted out of it.
Oh, you were absolutely fantastic. And everybody says thanks for being here and take
Okay.
care. Kathleen in New York says thanks for being here, Cara, and everybody else. You be well. All right. Thanks for joining us. It was
Okay.
absolutely a pleasure. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye now. Cara Young here on the Jim Masters Show. Was that not awesome? Or what? Got a chance to learn about her? Here's a little bit more. Yeah, let's take a look at some of those covers of those magazines. We talked about them, multiple covers of the magazines, but again, an epic career in so many different levels in so many different ways. If this is your first time watching the Jim Masters Show series, welcome. We're here live with guests that come in from Broadway and Hollywood, television, film, music, stage, culinary arts, sports, comedy, inspiration, and life in general. Be sure and live well. We say that all the time. And we have conversations. We don't call these interviews. We have good conversations, interactivity with our international audience watching all around the world, just going through some of the photos that we sort of sprinkled in the conversation here on the Jim Masters Show. Some great backstories to these as well. Our great friend Wayne Scott Lucas watching as well. Good to see you, Wayne. There is Wayne and Cara together. They've worked together on many, many projects over the years. Thousands and thousands of photos. We just picked a few here to sprinkle in during the course of the conversation here on the Jim Masters Show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, come back. We're here all the time. Extraordinary guests that we have. And tomorrow we have Raymond Hervey II. He is one of the most well-known entertainment managers in the industry. He has managed and worked with everybody. Michael Jackson, you name it, everybody. This is a rare exclusive interview that we're having tomorrow here on the Jim Masters Show, and I hope you get a chance to join us. It's going to be something special. Ramon is truly amazing, and he's going to be with us tomorrow live exclusively on the Jim Masters Show. He's a legend. Just Google his name and you'll see the hundreds and hundreds of people he's worked with, managed, made stars out of, and he's got a new book called The Fame Game. Yeah, and he's going to be talking about that, and it's going to be an extraordinary episode of our show that's coming up tomorrow on the Jim Masters Show Live. And so many great guests. Just look back in the archives. We archive everything on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. You can see almost 800 shows we've done with all of these epic guests, celebrity friends, folks who are doing great things in the world, inspiring. Just a lot of magic here on the Jim Masters Show. And if you guys enjoy it, a couple of things we ask, very minor things. If you can give this episode a thumbs up, on our YouTube channel, there's a thumbs up icon. You can see it right there. Give it a thumbs up. That helps us get these episodes out to more people around the world. And also leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Just drop a quick comment on the YouTube channel. Underneath this episode, where you see it says comments. Leave a comment for us. Whether you're a regular viewer or a new viewer, that lets us know what you enjoy about our series. Some of the things maybe you enjoyed about this episode, some other episodes. All the episodes give you an opportunity to leave a comment. It's something quick and easy breezy. You don't have to write the Gettysburg Address. It could be just something quick, letting us know you enjoy. Give us a thumbs up and be sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel and click, very important, there's a little notification bell icon that you see there. Click that so you are notified about all the episodes we have, so you never miss anything, especially we do them generally live, so you can interact with us. You can interact with each other and with the guest, which is rare. Not everybody does that with shows, but we do it here because, again, I work in television and radio and have for a long time, and I just like to pull from the energy of interactivity as a host. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, gang. It's great to have you here, and everybody welcoming. Look at all these great comments. Yay! Thank you, Wayne Scott. You're the best as well. Tell all the land. Yes, I love that. Tell all the land. Yes, tell all about the land. Cara is now a lovely. Yes, and you thank her for being here. We thank everybody for all the great comments, watching literally from around the world. My name is Jim Masters. The name of the show is the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show Series. You don't have to say all of that. All you have to do is say the Jim Masters Show and you're good. The rest I can say for you. And our YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. If you missed anything in this episode and you'd like to see it again, or any of the episodes we have done thus far, they're all on our YouTube channel. You can watch them again. You can share the links on your social media. And you can find me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. Kara's on social media as well, Instagram and everywhere. So you can find her there. So awesome having her here, and awesome having you with us as well. We don't say goodbye. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, shalom, slancha, hasta la vista, Belizean, sayonara, moi loop. Take care. We'll see you again. All the rest. And it's always great when you can join us here on the Jim Masters Show. We always have a good time. I look forward to these shows with all of you, wherever you're watching, whatever time of day it is when you watch this show. We thank you very much for being here. It means the world to us. We have a good time, and hopefully you learned something, you're inspired, and you're entertained by the Jim Masters Show. So that's about it. We toast all of you. We welcome all the new folks who have joined us. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel here on the Jim Masters Show and Jim Masters TV, we thank you very, very much. We thank Kara for joining us here on the show. She was absolutely epic. Lots of fun, lots of laughs. She shared a lot of cool things with us, and it was just really great. Again, so many covers of magazines and so many things she has done. And she's great. Really cool episode here on the show. Merlin, thank you, and Kathleen and Mary and everybody watching from all around the world. Our regular lovely viewers and new folk who joined us here on the Jim Masters Show for the first time. Pleasure having you here. And don't forget, spread the word about our show. We're always working hard. Amazing guests that are coming up that we have. Some really fabulous people that are coming on here for all of you to have a good time with us. Join us here, whether you watch live or you watch Memorex. You watch this later on in the archives. However you watch, the fact that you do watch means a great deal to us. Be well, take care. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day wherever you are around the world. I'm Jim Masters. For all of us here, thanks for watching this episode of the Jim Masters Show live series. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.